Hi students, today we are going to read one of my favorite books, From Caterpillar to Butterfly. That's the title. The author is Deborah Heiligman. She wrote the words. The illustrator is Bari, Weissman. They drew the pictures. I can see from the front cover that there are caterpillars and butterflies, and I know from the title, From Caterpillar to Butterfly, that we're going to learn how the caterpillar turns into a butterfly. We're going to read very carefully and try to remember everything that we can so that we can compare it and contrast it to another book that we'll read tomorrow. From Caterpillar to Butterfly. Today, a caterpillar came to school in a jar. It is eating green leaves. It is climbing and wiggling. This tiny caterpillar is going to change. It will change into a beautiful butterfly. Caterpillars usually turn into butterflies outdoors. They live in gardens and meadows and yards. But we will watch our caterpillar change into a butterfly right here in our classroom. This change is called metamorphosis. Can you say that? Metamorphosis. Our caterpillar started out as a tiny egg. The mother butterfly laid the egg on a leaf. The egg is tiny. It is the size of a pinhead. When the caterpillar hatched out of the egg, it was hungry. It ate its way out of its own eggshell. Then it started to eat green plants right away. See? All the holes that the caterpillars are eating into the leaf. The mother butterfly lays her eggs on plants that the caterpillar will eat. These are called host plants. A caterpillar's job is to eat and eat and eat so that it will grow and grow and grow. The caterpillar is also called the larva. It's in the larva stage. So first it's an egg, then it's a larva or caterpillar. Each day when we come into school, we look at our caterpillar. Each day it is bigger. The caterpillar eats and grows for 12 to 14 days. So I see the teacher putting fresh leaves in there, maybe a little fresh water. Our skin grows with us, but a caterpillar's skin does not grow. When the caterpillar gets too big for its skin, the skin splits down the back. The caterpillar crawls right out of its own skin. It has new skin underneath. This is called molting. Our caterpillar will molt 4 or 5 times. So first it's an egg on a leaf. Next, it hatches and it's a larva or caterpillar. Then it eats and eats and eats, and it molts, and it sheds its skin. Our caterpillar is making a special house. First, it makes a button of silk. That means a little tiny bit right here on a stick or on a twig. It uses this button to hang upside down from a twig. Then it molts for the last time. And instead of a new skin, this time there is a hard shell. This shell is called a chrysalis. Our caterpillar will stay inside the chrysalis for a long time. The chrysalis is also called the pupa. So first it's an egg on a leaf. Next, it's a caterpillar that hatches out and eats and eats and eats and sheds its skin. Next, it's a chrysalis, a pupa inside of its chrysalis. Every day, the chrysalis looks the same. We can't see anything happening, but inside the chrysalis, our caterpillar is changing. The caterpillar stays in the chrysalis for about 1 week. Will our caterpillar ever turn into a butterfly? Will it ever come out of its chrysalis? We can hardly wait, but we do. We wait and wait and wait. Then one day, during snack time, somebody shouts, "Look!" and we all rush over to see. The chrysalis is cracking. We see a head, a body, and then wings. It's a butterfly. The tiny caterpillar who came to school in a jar turned into a painted lady butterfly, and we saw it happen. Our butterfly is damp, it means wet, and crumpled, it means wrinkled. It hangs onto the chrysalis while its wings go flap, flap, flap. Blood pumps into its wings, and the wings straighten out and dry, and soon our butterfly will be ready to fly. In 2 hours, the wings are dry, and the butterfly is ready to fly. Our butterfly cannot stay in the jar. It needs to be outside with flowers and grass and trees and other butterflies. It is a warm spring day. I put my finger into the jar. The butterfly sits on my finger. I pull it out, and our butterfly goes free. We feel a little sad and a little happy. We watch our butterfly land on a flower. It will sip the flower's nectar through a long coiled tube called a proboscis. Maybe it is a female butterfly. Maybe someday she will lay an egg on a leaf. I know just what will happen then. That egg will hatch into a caterpillar, and that caterpillar will turn into a beautiful butterfly. Painted lady butterflies sip nectar from certain flowers. They like thistle, burdock, zinnia, butterfly bush, and mint. How many different kinds of butterflies can you find around your neighborhood? Here are some common ones to look for. This is a monarch butterfly. This is a black swallowtail. This is a cabbage white, a dog-faced butterfly, a common blue, and a buckeye. This book really taught us a lot. I mean, there's a lot of information in there. Even though we had a setting of a classroom and students were our characters, they put a lot of information into this. It's almost like it was a real nonfiction book. What's missing from the front of this book that we saw in the other books that we've read so far? Photographs, maybe? These had illustrations, didn't they? Can you name a butterfly fact that we learned on page 4 that wasn't in our other butterfly book that we read? The one by Gail Gibbons. Do you remember that one? The one called Monarch Butterfly? Caterpillars usually turn into butterflies outdoors. They live in gardens and meadows and yards. But we will watch our caterpillar change into a butterfly right here in our classroom. The change is called, do you remember what it was called? Metamorphosis. That's right. So, how is this illustration helping us understand? I see children studying science. They are looking very closely with their eyes to observe. They want to notice all the details. She's looking outside where they normally turn into butterflies, and these children are looking inside the jar at the butterfly. Does this page remind us of another book that we've read? It's very important to look carefully at books when we read them so that we can remember them later. When we think about another book that we've read and it reminds us of this one, we can call that a text-to-text connection. We should be careful readers so that we can make lots of connections. Thank you so much for reading with me today. Remember, we're going to compare this book to another one that we read tomorrow. Thank you for reading about how caterpillars turn into butterflies with me.